February 2023, the GTA real estate market seemed to hold its ground. Average sold price across the whole GTA showed 5% month-over-month increase, accompanied by a quite significant increase in transaction volume. And in March, Bank of Canada announced to put the interest rate raise to hold. Will the real estate market continue to recover? Hi, my name is Pris Han, your Home Sold Guarantee Realty team Pris Han. Today, let's take a look together at the newly available Toronto Real Estate Board Market Watch Report. All right, like in the past, we will look at two graphs. The big one is February 2023, and the smaller chart is one more month ahead in January. So when we compare the big to small, we see month-over-month change. Together, we study 5 parameters. Under each of these parameters, we have a white percentage, and that is the year-over-year change. Okay, so we look at the average sold price across the whole GTA, and this number in February arrived at 1.095 million. This number not only is like 5.5% increase over January, it also step up like one big step over the plateau we had for 4 months, starting from August to November. January, we actually had a small dip. The market went down a little bit. Actually, in last month's video, I explained that it's actually not really because the percentage, the price range mix of luxury homes shrink quite significantly. But this month, I take a look at the mix. The mix changed a little bit because the luxury home recovered some of the ground, but actually a lot of different property types recovered this month. All right, so let's first take a look at the transaction volume. The sales number went back quite strongly this month. We can see this 4,800 properties sold versus 3,100 sold in January. That's like over 50% increase. So the market is a lot more active. The new listing number, it's quite similar, a little bit increase comparing with January. We have 8,360 properties come to the newly enter the market, but comparing with same period last year, still 41% decrease. But because of the transaction volume really increased, so all of a sudden the market the inventory reduced from 3 months to 2 months. This is a quite visible digestion of inventory because it instead of taking 3 months to absorb all the inventory in the market, carrying the same selling speed, it only takes 2 months to deplete all the inventory. So it's much quicker now. Another parameter can show that the market is a lot more active is the days on market. So we can see that days on market 22 days. Although it is more than double of that number last year, you can see we dropped 1 full week from January's 29 days. So you really can sense that the market is a lot more active than the past months. All right, so if we look at the property type in, for example, certain specific city, you can see that detached homes in Toronto, it went up from last month's 1.486 million to 1.7 million. It's over 200,000 recovery. But once again, it is a little bit due to the market mix recovery for luxury home, but it's also mainly due to the same price range, but the price went back up. In last month's video, I used a tool called MLS HPI Home Price Index introduced by Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. So this statistic tool can avoid the bias created by extreme outlier or the mix of price range change. So it will pick a typical property type for a certain neighborhood and focus on studying just that property type. So in a way, the price change is a lot more meaningful using this HPI. I want to first show you the trend of City of Toronto itself, the single family detached. So very similar with the overall GTA trend. You can see that ever since March, interest rate raise, it come down quite a lot. But then starting from December 2022, the price already went back up 2 months in a row. In January, we saw the market still went down, but in last video I explained it's actually because of the luxury homes. The percentage of luxury homes significantly shrink. Now the trend continued going up, so you can see. So this is the overall detached, 2 months in a row recovered. But is it the same for every property type? No. If you take a look at the apartment, now we are looking at the price trend for apartment in the city of Toronto, you will realize the property price hasn't showed the same upwarding trend for the last 2 months. So as a matter of fact, ever since March, the price continued to come down, even the past 2 months. So apartment hasn't come back yet, but will it catch up the same bouncing back trend like detached, or will it continue to decrease? We will need to observe further. More interestingly, I will pick the city of Markham to demonstrate to you not only the property type show different trend, different neighborhood also show difference. First of all, this is the general city of Markham. So unlike city of Toronto, which only bounced back since 2 months ago in January, Markham's recovery started from October 2022. So it's already 5 months in a row the price has picked up, and now it remained flat at this level. But are all the neighborhoods the same? Let's first take a look at Unionville. So if you're familiar with Markham, you know that Unionville is a little bit prestigious neighborhood. No matter it's the natural environment or the school zone, the size of the property, the size of the lot, all above average within city of Markham. So if it's not the most expensive neighborhood, it's one of those. So you can see ever since March, the property price dropped. Nothing has recovered. The decline trend hasn't even stopped. Actually, you can see the decrease in February is actually quite steep. See, this is very different from the general Markham. So if such a core area is actually dragging the average down, so what are the neighborhoods in Markham pushing the price up? Let's come back to look at another two neighborhoods. Now we're looking at the Middlefield. Middlefield is the southeast corner of Markham. It has properties with a lot of entry-level or mid-range single-family detached. So this neighborhood, you can see, carries similar trend as the overall Markham. Starting from November, the market bounced back and remained pretty much flat for another 4 months. But it's recovered, right? And recovered, not come back down again. So you can see the difference between these two neighborhoods is mainly because one of them is with the properties at entry level or mid-range. The other one is more like the luxury end. The luxury end above 2-3 million seems like they are more impact by the high interest rate. So this is not the only one. If we take another look at the Wisma, which is similar to Middlefield, is also with a lot of entry level and mid-range single family detached. The bouncing back trend also started in October, and 5 months in a row it's coming back. And actually, the last month in February, the bouncing is actually quite obvious, right? So again, it's coherent with what we saw in last month. When we see the average price drop is actually because the percentage of the luxury homes shrank, not because the same mid-range property, the price dropped, right? And then if we take another look at the neighborhood, the more expensive neighborhoods continue climb, but not the same thing. We cannot say the same for mid-range and entry-level single-family detached. Okay, so I believe you also found this data interesting. So if you're for self-residence, I think it will give you a hint if this is the right time to act. If you have any recent for sale or purchase plan, please feel free to talk to us. We'll help you to customize your purchase or sales strategy. See you in next video.